Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Astrodology with Astrid Kastenberg. The central nervous systems. The central nervous system is important. By the end of this bedtime story, I'm going to help you identify the two main parts of the nervous system, explain the difference between your voluntary and involuntary actions, and help you understand how neurons transmit signals in the nervous system. What is the nervous system? The nervous system is one of the most important systems in your body because it acts as the control center and communication network. It allows you to interact with the world around you and keeps your internal body functions working smoothly. Control center. The nervous system is one of the most important systems in your body because it acts as the control center and communication network. It allows you to interact with the world around you and keeps your internal body functions working smoothly. Transmits signals. Neurons carry electrical signals to and from your brain and spinal cord. These signals tell your muscles to move, let your brain know when you feel something like hot or cold, and keep all your organs running properly. Coordinates actions. The nervous system helps different parts of your body work together by sending messages through specialized cells called neurons. These messages travel quickly, like signals moving through wires, allowing your body to respond immediately to changes around you. The two main parts of the nervous system. The central nervous system, CNS, is like the command center of the body. It processes information and controls all of the activities in your body, both voluntary, like moving your hand, and involuntary, like breathing. The CNS is made up of two main parts of the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system, PNS, is made up of all the nerves that are outside the CNS, the central nervous system. These nerves branch out from the brain and spinal cord and reach all parts of your body like a network of telephone lines connecting every area to the main control center. The PNS connects your body to the CNS and plays a crucial role in sending and receiving signals. The central nervous system is made up of the brain and spinal cord. Brain. The brain is the control center for the entire body. It processes sensory information, thoughts, emotions, and controls body functions like movement. The brain is divided into different regions that handle specific tasks. Spinal cord. The spinal cord acts as a highway for information traveling between the brain and the body. It sends instructions from the brain to the body and carries sensory information back to the brain. It also coordinates reflexes, which are fast, automatic responses to stimuli. The peripheral nervous system, PNS. The PNS is made up of all of the nerves that branch out from the brain and spinal cord and extend to other parts of the body, like the arms, legs, and organs. The PNS has two main divisions. Somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements of the muscles and sends sensory information to the central nervous system. Autonomic nervous system regulates involuntary functions like heart rate, digestion, and breathing. Autonomic system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. The autonomic nervous system is divided into two parts: sympathetic nervous system, which prepares the body for stressful or emergency situations, also known as fight or flight response. It increases heart rates, widens airways, and slows down digestion to give the body more energy and focus in dangerous or stressful moments. Parasympathetic nervous system helps the body relax and recover after stress. This is called the rest and digest response. It slows the heart rate, promotes digestion, and helps the body conserve energy. How the nervous system works. The nervous system functions by using neurons, which are specialized cells that carry messages throughout the body. Neurons communicate using electrical and chemical signals. These signals travel along the neuron until they reach a synapsis, which is a small gap between neurons. When the signal reaches the synapsis, neurotransmitters or chemical messengers are released to carry the signal across the gap to the next neuron or muscle, allowing communication to continue. Key functions of the central nervous system. Sensory input. The nervous system collects information from the external environment through sensory receptors, for example, your skin, eyes, and ears. For example, if you touch something hot, sensory nerves send a signal to the brain. Integration. The brain processes and interprets the sensory information to make decisions about how to respond. For instance, if the brain detects that something is hot, it will decide to move your hand away. Motor output. The nervous system sends signals to muscles or glands to make the body respond. For example, after touching something hot, your brain sends a signal to your hands and muscles to pull away. Summary and the importance of the central nervous system. The central nervous system is essential for coordinating everything the body does, from thinking and feeling to moving and reacting. It keeps the body in balancer or homeostasis by controlling both voluntary actions like moving your muscles and involuntary functions like breathing or digesting food. The key takeaway: without the nervous system, we couldn't move, feel, think, or function properly. It's the control and communication system that helps everything working together. Going deeper into the function of the central nervous system. The central nervous system is the body's processing center. The brain, as part of the central nervous system, controls most of the functions of the body, which include speech, movement, thinking, awareness, the five senses of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, and smelling. The spinal cord is an extension of the brain. It carries messages between the brain and the rest of the body via a network of peripheral nerves. The brain is made up of gray matter and white matter. Gray matter consists of nerve cell bodies and blood vessels. White matter consists of axons, which are long cords that extend from the nerve cells. They are coated in myelin, a fatty substance that insulates the axons to help electrical messages travel faster down the axons. The brain and spinal cord are protected from damage by the cerebral spinal fluid, CSF, a clear liquid that surrounds them, the meningenes, 3 layers of membranes, thin protective layers, and the hard bones of the skull and backbone. The brain is made of 5 parts: the cerebrum, cerebellum, thalamus, hypothalamus, and the brain stem. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It controls intelligence, memory, personality, emotion, speech, and ability to feel and move. It is divided into left and right hemispheres, halves, which are linked by a band of nerve fibers in the center of the brain called the corpus callosum. Each hemisphere is divided into 4 lobes or sections, which are all connected. The frontal lobe controls movement, speech, and some of the functions of the mind, such as behavior, mood, memory, and organization. The temporal lobes play an important role in memory, hearing, speech, and language. The parietal lobes play an important role in sensation and in understanding of numbers, awareness of the body, and feeling space. And the occipital lobes process visual information from the eyes. Deep inside the brain are the thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus moves information to and from the lobes and controls movement and memory. The hypothalamus controls appetite, thirst, and body temperature. It also produces hormones that control the release of other hormones in the pituitary gland. At the base of the brain is the brain stem. The brain stem is important for breathing, blood pressure, and how the body reacts to danger. The spinal cord is a column of nerve tissue that extends from the brain stem through the center of the spine. It is made up of millions of nerve cells and send messages in the form of electrical nerve signals to and from your brain to the rest of your body. These nerve signals include motor signals, which instruct your muscles how to move, and sensory signals, which deliver information from your senses throughout your body and back to your brain. What medical conditions are related to the central nervous system? There are many medical conditions that affect the central nervous system. These conditions can be divided into different categories. Vascular disorders affects blood flow within the nervous system and includes stroke, transient ischemic attack, subarachnoid hemorrhoid, and subdural hemorrhage, and hematoma, and extradural hemorrhage. Infections, including meningitis, encephalitis, and epidural abscess. Trauma, for example, physical damage from accidents or injuries. Degenerative diseases affect the structure of the nervous system and include multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, tumors, including cancerous and non-cancerous growths, autoimmune disorders. Autoimmune disorders occur when the nervous system produces antibodies that wrongly attack the body's own cells. How to keep your central nervous system healthy. An important role in keeping your central nervous system healthy is good nutrition, as it plays an important part in shaping your brain health throughout your life. Nutrition at a good level is important that everyone from young children to older adults ensure they maintain as a healthy diet. Good nutrition helps prevent heart and blood vessel disease, including blood vessels that supply the brain and nervous system. Preventing nutrient deficiencies can also help maintain good cognitive and mental health. Movement is medicine. Oxygenating the body through breath work, walking, exercise of any type helps to keep the central nervous system healthy. It is also important to prioritize a balanced lifestyle that includes your healthy diet, regular exercise, adequate sleep, stress management, and regular annual checkups with your healthcare providers. These practices help support the nervous system's ability to function optimally and to protect it from damage. Adequate sleep is important. Prioritize getting enough sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours. Allow the brain and nervous system time to repair and restore themselves. A consistent sleep schedule is also important. Stress management. Practice stress-reducing techniques like deep breathing, spending time in nature, meditation, and napping. Hydration is essential in the health of the central nervous system. By staying hydrated through drinking plenty of water, as dehydration will negatively impact the central nervous system and function. Reducing or eliminating alcohol consumption, tobacco, and other harmful substances. Mental stimulation. Engage in activities that challenge the mind, learning new skills, reading or solving puzzles or complex quizzes. Prevent injuries such as wearing protective gear during sports or other activities. And chiropractic care. Chiropractic care can help maintain proper nervous function and spinal alignment. Thank you for listening to this episode, this bedtime story about the nervous systems, how they function. The nervous system is essential for coordinating everything the body does, from thinking and feeling to moving and reacting. Namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at codalife.com. Coda is COTA, Coda Life Goddess or codalife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.